Yo, what is going on, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to find your ICT daily bias within 5 minutes of hopping on the charts. I just cleared out my chart right now, but if we can see, I have a bias accuracy of 100%. This is in my training journal. This month, I have full 100%, and I've low-key, I might have never missed a bias. I mean, if we go back in time, I just started using this journal. It's honestly really effective, but yeah, I have 100% bias accuracy, and I'm going to teach you guys how you guys can too. So when you first hop on the charts, for example, I'm going to go to today, how I got my bias for the day. When you first hop on the charts, today I had a pretty neutral bias going into the morning, but let me hop on replay, start new, let me hop on today. Today's Friday, 9:30. All right, so when we first hop on the charts, what do I see here? We had previous week lows here, and we had SMT at them. We had prominent equal lows here too. So we hop on the 15-minute time frame. 15 minutes, was 30 minute, was it the 1 hour? Can't seem to find them. Can't seem to quite find them. Maybe we didn't have those equal lows. Anyways, we had previous week low right here, and the way I find my ICT daily bias is usually a draw on liquidity, right? So we're going to be looking for us to sweep either previous week lows, previous week highs, previous day highs, previous day lows, or some sort of prominent fair value gap, 4-hour fair value gap, order block or breaker block, right? So today I had a really bullish bias going into the morning. Now the reason why is because, as you see here, we had this 4-hour bearish fair value gap above, which we were actually trading inside of. So we had this 4-hour bearish fair value gap. At first I was pretty neutral, but I was leaning more towards a bullish bias. But because you're respecting this 4-hour bearish fair value gap, I was neutral. Anyways, off the sweep of previous week lows, my bias then flipped to bullish. I was pretty bullish for the day, I would say so. And my bias was completely right. We ended up shooting straight up today. And the way I got this bias is because if you look at the 4-hour time frame, we had this 4-hour SMT, right? So usually I don't use SMTs for my bias unless they are in the 4-hour time frame. And indeed, we had a really big imbalance today. We had a 4-hour SMT with a sweep of previous week lows, so my bias was extremely bullish for today. As we see right here, we also took out these 5-minute equal lows, and then it's just a really bullish bias off of this previous week lows sweep, and that's usually the way I get my bias. And on top of that, not only were we sweeping this prominent sufficient liquidity, we were also trading within a 1-hour bullish fair value gap, right? And if you guys don't know, I trade the MEG model. This in it by itself is an entry for me for longs. But yeah, so we swept a prominent high time frame liquidity pool. We had a 4-hour bullish SMT, and we also hopped right into a high time frame 30-minute, 1 hour, 4-hour bullish Peter Ray, which gave me my bias for the morning. I'm gonna show you guys another example of my way to find daily bias working. So I believe there's another example. It was recent too, yeah. So we had Thursday highs here. Boom, I remember I took a trade off of this actually. I printed money. We had the SMT over at Thursday highs. It was honestly the same similar setup. As you can see, I printed off shorts longs today as well. So this in and by itself is low-key a model like to trade, but this is the way I find my bias, and the way you guys should too. It's super quick and efficient. I literally hopped on the charts, 2 minutes, journaled this in. You guys see, neutral, bam, 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 journal this in, and bam, we were ready. So if we go here to this day, we were at, let's see, we swept Thursday highs. Okay, bam, 9 o'clock. You see, we kind of dropped around. There we go. All right, cool. So at this point, right, we swept Thursday highs. Right, Thursday highs were my draw on liquidity. Wednesday highs are also still a significant draw on liquidity that has not been tapped in for bearish, price action. But right here we have Thursday highs. Let me check. Ooh, has it been 5 minutes? It's been 8 minutes. Okay, sorry. Let me speed this up. Thursday highs, we have this draw on liquidity. Thursday highs is draw on liquidity. This draw on liquidity gets swept, and we got a 1 hour SMT right after it, which triggered my entry. Not triggered my entry yet, but it kind of just reaffirmed my bias. We had 1 hour at bearish SMT. We were trading within a 1 hour bearish fair value gap, and we were trading also tapped into a 4 hour bearish fair value gap, right? So we tapped into a bearish 4 hour, a 1 hour. We swept prominent buy side liquidity, time-based liquidity, and yeah, this gave me my bias for the day. And then as you can see, it worked out pretty well. I took a short off of this, I think off market open, and because I had all my confluences there, and bam, we printed money off the shorts. And another example I'm trying to find you guys, other than previous week lows and previous day high that hasn't been hit yet. I believe, let's see. I'm trying to find one more example of this. Let's see. Tuesday. Okay, bam, right here. This is a good example. Okay, right here we have these Tuesday lows. Okay, right here we had these Tuesday lows, right? So we have Tuesday lows right here since this was on Friday. This is on October. We're in October now. We're in some completely different day. This is another example of it working, right? We have a previous day low, and then we swept the liquidity, and as you can see, the bias would then flip to bullish. And not only that, we pretty sure we hop into a 4 hour bullish fair value gap? No, we did not. Did we hop into one? No, we did not. Did we hop into a 1 hour? Yeah, we did. We hopped into a 1 hour. So we swept. So we swept the draw on liquidity, and we had a fair value gap right here, and that made our bias bullish for the day. Of course, usually I will be neutral if there's like a bearish fair value gap like right above, like literally like there was here, and like see, like usually I will be more bullish towards this gap, and then I'd like to see. Of course, I'm gonna try to stay neutral, because if I do see this gap hold, then my bias would flip, right? But it's pretty simple. Find your draw on liquidity that's from either a previous day or a previous day, or that's a previous day high or previous day low, or a previous week high or previous week low, and then kind of try to look for a 4 hour SMT, or extra 4 hour fair value gaps on order block or breaker block, or any high time frame P to Ray, and yeah, that should be your bias. It's pretty simple. This method works about 100% of the time, and the times that it doesn't, you should have the times like you won't get the exact bias. It should be neutral. Your bias should be neutral. For example, like in levels like this, like did we dump? No, we invalidated it. So the bullish bias would have held, right? Because we would have been bullish to this. Honestly, bullish to the daily fair value gap, right? For example, right there, we swept Thursday. Okay, we swept the previous week highs. Pretty sure. Did we? Yeah. Here we swept previous week high. Look how we ended up trading. Bam. Another example. That's how you find your ICT daily bias. I hope I explained it really easy for you guys, and that this helps you out in your own trading and stop going into analysis paralysis. The link to the software will be down below. Right now, it is completely free to use, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you guys have any feedback on it, let me know.